But like saying that the CIA is mad about the whole quarter zip shit is honestly insane. And you niggas don't understand the CIA jokes at all. Why would conforming to a white supremacist view of professionalism make the CIA, a white supremacist organization, mad? Niggas are out here vilifying Nike Tech, saying that's Hawaiian shit. And you think the CIA is mad about that? They're mad about you thinking that putting on a quarter zip makes you look professional? They're conforming to their view of professionalism. Why would they give a fuck? If anything, they're jumping in joy behind this shit. Like, what the fuck do y'all be talking about? Like, genuinely, what do y'all be talking about?
Spit. I love how like you're not on TikTok for like 2 days and like you miss an entire section of content. But I do know about this one. Basically, if you don't know what's happening with like the quarter zips and stuff, people were like, take the Nike Techs off. We're only wearing quarter zips 2026 or something like that, right?
Nike Tech? Absolutely not. I work in tech.
Too much smoky coming like Canada. Doctor smoke harder with lungs and running from proper. I'm lacking the stamina. I'm whipping it smart and knocks in the head. Only gonna come fucking
Nike?
Oh, we don't do Nike Tech no more. See this straight quarters. We don't do coffee no more. You see this is matcha. See, it's not performative either. You see how this is finished? I really drinks this. Hey, excuse my quarters if I just thought you looked mad.
That would make me laugh.
Thick. I mean, elegant. Can I get like some sort of contact information?
You can have my IG.
Nah, we don't use IG no more. We use LinkedIn and Gmail. And if you ain't got Gmail, we got Yahoo. Like, you got Teams or like Outlook or something like that?
Snapchat.
Nah, shorty, we definitely don't do that. Like, just look at me. Do I look like I use Snapchat? No, I'm classy, very demure. Like, Snapchat gives off tech energy. We quarters it. Hold on, I got a call. I got to take this one. You said, am I getting on the game? Nah, we don't do such low vibrational activities no more. They say that your network is your net worth. Realistically, you ain't even got enough LinkedIn connections to be associated with me. Do you even own a quarter zip? Sorry, I had to answer that.
Do you even own a quarter zip? Do I own a quarter zip? Hold on. I regret to inform you, I do not. I do not own a quarter zip. Wait, hold on. Actually, wait. Actually, there's one more place I can check. Sorry, chat. I must leave. Streaming is low vibrational activities, actually. Streaming is indeed low vibrational activities. It is it is me. You may call me Jonathan, and you refer to me only as Jonathan from now on. Let's continue.
My friends, he was asking me to come play basketball. That's like such a Neanderthal sport. We don't do hoops
Okay,
no more.
wait. Hold on. Hold on. Wait a gosh darn second. We're getting a little too much dip on your chip. We're talking about basketball is a Neanderthal sport. It was all fun and games. You can wear your quarter zips and drink your matcha if you want to, but we talking about Neanderthal. Well, excuse me.
And another thing, I'm a quarter zip dude now. Simple. I don't do that Nike Tech stuff what y'all little boys do. I can't do that. I'm elegant. I'm classy. For me, like, you could take me somewhere. I look presentable. Y'all Nike Tech dudes scare me. Y'all put actual fear in my heart. Like, after God, I fear y'all Nike Tech dudes, truthfully. Like, I don't know how y'all
This is such a racist trend, bro. This is such a racist. This is so insanely racist. I say as I'm literally wearing a quarter zip.
You see what I'm saying? Like, get you a quarter zip. Forget the Nike Tech. Forget the Lululemon. You don't even got to do aloe. Aloe expensive. This is like 15 cash, and I feel classy. And y'all know I hit the gym, so my muscles is showing. Like, everything's perfect about this. So let's steer away from the Nike Techs. Let's be different. Get you a quarter zip. Like, it's truly grown man attire. Like, certain people can't rock this the way I rock this. Like, y'all Nike Tech dudes scare me. Yes, I was wearing a Nike Tech the other day, but that don't matter. That's neither here nor.
Yo, trying to go to the park with Ray J, KJ, and Hey J for a quick little hoop sesh? How's that supposed to help me update my LinkedIn profile? It doesn't. We hooping. I'm gonna have to respectfully decline, then. I do not partake in such treacherous activities. You were just rapping and trapping yesterday. You may be unaware of this considering the fact that most Nike techians such as yourself lack a basic foundation of cognitive brain power, but the yester in yesterday is actually Latin for nigga, that shit was in the past. Ain't nobody give two figgity farms about that hoe. Put on a little quarter zip, can't even play a little ball no more. Only balls I play with are the ones of my CEO to climb my way to the top. I got a text message of you full-heartedly thinking CEO meant certified elephant opium. I ain't gotta understand it, I just gotta live it till it becomes truth. Nigga, your truth is ski mask and gangbanging. Penny, nickel, dime, something's missing. Oh wait, it's on me, baby. Poser, man. Typical. Nike tech behavior trying to get me out of my body. Doesn't work like that, buddy. Just gonna switch up on the day ones just like that. If you ain't got LinkedIn, then we ain't LinkedIn. Oh! You don't even know what LinkedIn is. I most certainly do. It's like
I got enough character there. Laughter is not quarter zip behavior. But let's continue.
Like the link for the home base of quarter zips. It's like quarter zip central. LinkedIn is what you use when you're trying to get a job. What are you talking about? It's like a big online sign that says, "Give me a job." They ain't tell me all that. Oof. Whoa! What the fuck? Who drugged me and put this quarter zip on me? Who did that? Where my ski mask at? Somebody give me my Nike Tech. Come on, guys. Come on. Yo, trying to go to the park with Ray J, KJ, and Hey J.
I like that one. That one was funny. That one was funny. That one's an S tier. That's an S tier quarter zip. That is an S tier. Y'all made it an emote? Stop.
Why do y'all have to try to infiltrate everything? Because the quarter zip is not, it's not about y'all. It's not about y'all. This is not a trend. This is not a challenge. This is a movement. And I love that
It is a movement.
people are using it as hashtag quarter zip movement instead of hashtag quarter zip challenge, hashtag quarter zip trend. And it also just, you know, I want like these celebrities and these rappers who wear these street clothing and things like that because they're doing it because it's part of their agenda. That's what they're supposed to be pushing. I want them to look at this.
It's a part of their agenda? Come on. No, she's serious, chat. And she's correct. We don't subscribe to this agenda that they're pushing on us, that like we must be street or hood or ghetto, as some would say. We are highbrow and sophisticated. Indubitably. There's always gonna be some respectability heads. I know. It's just so like I like the trend, like as it is, like a trend. Not the way that she's describing it, but like the people who are like making fun of like this is how some people be when they get a quarter zip and when they put a quarter zip on. Right? Because there's truth to that, right? I think it was why I like this video, right? Let's see if I can find what video it was. Why I like this video so much is because this video is a commentary on that type of person. It is a commentary on respectability, right? It's you put a quarter zip on and you start adhering to what you assume is like the respectable archetype for how you think that you should behave, especially when you don't actually live like that, right? That's why I think this trend is so funny to see when people are making fun of it, as opposed to people who are actually like, yeah, I'm better because I have a quarter zip on right now. You know, hashtag men's fashion, hashtag success, right? When people are actually trying to do like Black excellence style content, I think it's cringe, right? I think it's cringe because it's still respectability politics, and respectability politics does adhere to white supremacy, right? It's about how much do you perform within the confines of respectability or white supremacy, right? As I've coined a few years ago, professionalism is predicated on your proximity to whiteness. So how close you can adhere to the standard of what whiteness has set for you dictates how professional you are, dictates your worth to people like this, right? And the further away from whiteness you get, the more ghetto, ratchet, hood, or whatever you get when you're adhering to Black culture. But you need to adhere to the standards that whiteness has set, right, for other white people, right? And that's why you get stuff like black people in the military not having shaving waivers, right, anymore due to Pete Hegseth, but still having to, you know, be held to the same standards, even though like their hair just moves differently, right, and curls differently, and they can't shave in the same way that white people can shave, but you have to adhere to that as closely as possible, even if it harms you physically. And that's what makes it so interesting to think about why black people go out of their way to adhere to these standards when like there are situations where those standards will actively harm them. So these people are half memeing. Yeah, I'll take that. I don't know if these people are memeing.
Heck. Absolutely.
It's hard to tell. Like they're trying to get sponsored by Ralph Lauren, you know? I cannot get enough of this content. It has been influencing my son. He put on his quarter zip that he had for some time, and I can't stop smiling. I'm tired of the Nike tech and seeing people, young men, put effort into their look past streetwear. Like this is anti-blackness. This is full stop anti-blackness, right? It's the same thing as like, and I think, okay, this may be a little bit deeper. This kind of falls into the same thing about why you see a lot of black men cutting off their locks, right? I don't think all black men are cutting off their locks because they're adhering to some standard set by white supremacy. But I do think that a lot of it is based in the way that culture shifts and what cultural trends exist. And those cultural trends are shaped by stuff like this. Like the Cleveland Browns posting exactly what I needed is fucking racist. If we're being entirely real, the Cleveland Browns and the Rams and all these football teams posting this shit is racist. Right? Be like, oh, this is what we want. They want to bring this back. Right? Because they're expecting that their players, who are the talent that makes them the fucking money, right, adhere to this standard of whiteness that is set for them. Right? And removing any cultural ties, right? Removing any cultural ties to blackness and black culture. And they love this because they're like, yes, right? Because if these two guys influence the next 17, 18, 19-year-old, right, who wants to go into the NFL, that's less work for them. The NFL is like, bro, we've been yelling at players to remove any cultural signifiers of blackness, right? We've been screaming at them to please remove any cultural signifiers of blackness. Please cut your locks, right? Please remove the streetwear, right? Please take the Nike techs off. We've been trying to force them into this box of conformity, and it's been so hard for us to do that, and now they're doing it to themselves. Yes, this is exactly what we want. We've been wanting this. We've been trying to force them into this box of conformity, right? We've been trying so hard to push them into this box to remove any cultural signifiers having to do with blackness, having to do with black culture. And now the blacks are doing it to themselves. That's what they're saying. And honestly, they're not wrong. We are doing it to ourselves, right? And this is what this post was talking about. We don't need. I tried to do a whole meme about like tier listing the quarter zip TikToks, and I couldn't even get that far into doing it before I got mad and started going on my on this rant, right? But like, we don't need the CIA out here dropping quarter zips in the black community or whatever, right? Because we will do it ourselves. We don't need to demonize, or we don't need the CIA to come in and teach us to demonize black people and things that have to do with black culture, because we will do it ourselves. Right? You will have some black people who are like, I'm better than other black people, so I'm going to go out of my way to be like, oh, are you doing this thing that adheres closely with black culture? Well, what if I am better than you by putting on this quarter zip and cutting off my locks and getting a tech job or whatever? And being clean shaven. The CIA doesn't need to tell us that, because you just would go out there and do it yourself anyway. You were totally fine with going out there and doing it yourself to get some likes online. And I do acknowledge that like a lot of people are memeing. right? I don't know if these are people are memeing, honestly.
And another thing, I'm a quarter zip dude now.
Look, I told you, it gets worse. This is from the Atlanta Hawks.
I don't do that.
Take off the quarter zip, put down the matcha, put on a suit, and drink black coffee, dog. Like, do we not see how this is just anti-blackness? Now they're like, oh, what you're doing is not enough, actually. You need to go even further, right? You're still too aligned with black culture there. You know, the quarter zips and matcha, not enough. You must put on a suit. Put on a suit, drink black coffee. Adhere to black culture. I'm sorry, adhere not to black culture. The opposite of that. Right? Stop adhering to black culture. Right? Because they want conformity. They want conformity. And again, there's nothing wrong with wearing a quarter zip. This is a quarter zip. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with wearing a quarter zip. But what you have to acknowledge is that doing so to adhere to some professional standard, right, of white supremacy is doing the work of white supremacy. And then chastising other black people for not adhering to that standard is literally doing white supremacy. That's just it. And so I'm not yelling at the people who are partaking in this trend. I think it's funny. It's a funny little trend, right? But we can't sit here and act like the trend is not based in anti-blackness, right? At least the people who are doing this. I think, again, I'll stand by the fact that this video here is making fun of people like this, right? But it's the root is anti-blackness. It's respectability politics repackaged, right, and sold as something new and different. And then you have the people who adhere to respectability politics being like, oh, I'm so glad you're doing this. My son has put down the ratchet ghetto rap music and picked up Beethoven, right? The nice classical music. You know what I mean? I'm so glad you're doing this, Mr. Black people. I'm white, but my adopted children from Africa kept putting on that dirty ratchet rap music, but now they stopped doing that and they cut off their locks and they put on the quarter zip. And they're a lot easier to manage now. That's what this is.
Nike tag. We don't do coffee. It's straight quarter zips and matches around here.
I don't usually have anything nice to say about men, but today I have something nice to say. I actually want to praise them. So the YNs, if you don't know what that means young niggas. On TikTok, it's trending for the YNs to wear quarter zips. They're getting rid of their Nike tags, whatever, their gangster, hood style clothing and trading it.
Are we serious here? Are we serious? You gotta be joking, bro. You gotta be joking. Hood style clothing, gangster hood style clothing. It be your own people, bro. It's giving 1960s classy. Nigga, you was in chains. Metaphorical chains, but chains. You were in chains. We were in chains. What do you think was happening in 1960? We couldn't vote. MLK was alive for at least part of the 1960s. These are not times that you look back on fondly. You're biting the propaganda. You're being propagandized. This is the CIA. Okay, I disagree with the other video. This is literally the CIA's work, but not their doing, okay? This is the legacy of the CIA. They don't even have to come to our communities anymore. No more crack is being dropped in our communities. They don't need to. We will make the crack ourselves. No more crack needs to be dropped in our communities. We will make the crack ourselves. We will literally make the crack ourselves to sell it back to our communities. That's it. That's what this is. That's what this is. Is this what this is? This is us literally manufacturing more crack. We're like, hey, the CIA stopped dropping the crack in our communities. We need more of that now. Let's make more of that, actually.
Whatever, their gangster, hood style clothing and trading it for quarter zips.
I will say the only thing I hate more than like the black people wearing the quarter zips is the white kids copying the black people wearing the quarter zips. Because they're missing the entire point. Like, they're missing the point entirely. They are missing the point entirely. Like Josh, you just went to your closet. You went to your closet and you picked out one of the 50 quarter zips your parents bought for you. All right, that's not the same thing. You're missing the entire point of the trend. What are we talking about?
And it's a lot of the younger generation, which I will still take it. I am so grateful to see this, okay? Because I made a video like 2 months ago talking about how most men are fucking ugly. And the reason why I say that's not because they're just busted in the face. It's because overall, as a collective, most of them don't put any effort into their appearance, you know? And that shit bothers me because most women as a collective overall.
This is still white supremacy, by the way. This is white supremacy disguised as misandry. And you don't see that often, actually. You know what? This is new. You actually don't see that often. This is white supremacy disguised as misandry. Being like, I'm so glad that these YNs are, actually putting more effort into their appearance and not just wearing the disgusting ghetto hood trap clothing anymore. You know what I mean? That's anti-blackness.
Naughty by Nater 95 just
That
subscribe.
is anti-blackness. There's no other way to describe it. She's like, man, I'm so glad that these ghetto blacks aren't wearing their disgusting ghetto black clothes anymore, right? Now they're dressing like white people, and I like that. Like,
A lot of us are very attractive, they're good looking because we've been pressured by society from a young age to take care of our appearance. And so that's why I think more women look more attractive than most men, because most men haven't been pressured to take care of themselves. But now with this quarter zip trend, and it's the young men, and the reason why I'm so happy to see it, because yes, I know it's just a sweater, but it's like a sign of evolution, because it's not just a sweater, because a lot of them are switching to quarter zips. So there's pressure from other men for them to dress nicer. And then it comes with also
like, what is nicer? What does that mean? Like, I want her to define what nicer means. Because I guarantee you she's going to describe a set of standards that has been created by whiteness to push conformity on white people, by the way. We're not talking about that part. This harms white people. Conformity and professionalism are cages to white people first. White people having to get up, put on a full suit to go to a job, to type into a calculator, right, is to push conformity under capitalism, to make you a cog in the machine, right? It harms white people too. Yeah, it's called a uniform for a reason. It's to push for uniformity. It's to remove any individuality that you have so that you stay at this company and you operate as your position in this company as a cog, right? And you adhere to the standards of capitalism. You don't speak out, right? You don't stand up for yourself. You don't advocate for yourself. Why would you? You're the same as Jim over there from tech, right? We're in the same outfit. Same dress shoes, same slacks, same button-up shirt, same tie, same blazer. And then we're applauding, right, black people who have historically rejected the idea of conformity, rejected the idea of uniformity, rejected the idea of professionalism, right? We're applauding them for falling back into that line, being like, you're doing the good thing. This is white supremacy. This is white supremacy. And again, this is not about the quarter zip. You can wear quarter zips. I literally own a quarter zip that I have to look for, but I do own it, right? You can wear quarter zips. You can dress like, in a suit and tie if you want to, right? But the idea that like that somehow makes you better, right, is based in white supremacy.
I'm gonna make my life better.
No more now. What's your gram? What's your LinkedIn? Let's connect. I want to elevate. I want to expand on my professional connections, my professional career.
They said they're switching from being gangsters to being gentlemen. What? And I'm super happy to see this for the younger generation. Maybe some of the older men will catch on too. It's possible, but I'm happy to see that the younger men are doing something.
And she's saying it like it's a good thing. She's like, man, I'm so glad that we can start pushing Black men away from the individuality of Black culture and influencing their lives, and more being more uniform with like the way that like, you know, like white, not even just all white people, just like white corporate careerists dress for some reason. It's that somehow like Black culture and Black fashion and streetwear is like invalid in lesser forms of dress than like as what people would consider like high fashion. And it's not. And the idea that it is white supremacy.
To make their lives better and not just be a burden.
And so white people steal it. They already have, Chad. We saw it in this video. You have white kids walking around in quarter zips, even though that is literally against the point. It's been around for like 2 weeks. Less than that, probably. And they don't understand why Black people wearing quarter zips is like so crazy, or why it's a trend in the first place. Because we live in a time of anti-intellectualism. Did you hear what she just said too? No, I was gonna back it up.
I'm super happy to see this for the younger generation. Maybe some of the older men will catch on too. It's possible. But I'm happy to see that the younger men are doing something to make their lives better and not just be a burden to society. You know what I mean?
Like, what are we talking about? We're talking about Nike Techs. We're talking about Nike Techs and streetwear. What are we talking about? It's a fashion choice. You're like, I'm so glad men are wearing quarter zips now because they're no longer a burden to society. What do you even say to that?
Sometimes when you start taking care of yourself and you start dressing nicer, it changes your outlook on life. I look nice. Now maybe I should take care of how I feel and who I am, who I want to become. You know,
like, who decides that quarter zips are nice? Whiteness. That's what decides it. Are we not confused? I am confused. In China, notably, everyone wears the quarter zip. They provide high-speed rail. Yeah.
Gateway to that, and I'm really happy to see it. So I'm here to say, all my quarter zip gentlemen out there, yes, you guys are eating, and I really love to see it. Thank you so much for your service.
We don't do.
I hate, that was the worst video I've seen. Honestly, F tier. I'm putting it on the tier list, chat.
We don't do.
Let me explain something real quick, because the quarter zip trend is getting real weird, and y'all don't even realize why. First of all, nobody said Black people can't wear quarter zips. That's not the conversation. The point is that the internet is flipping this trend into a dog whistle, and y'all don't even see it. Narrative is being shifted from, oh, this is fun, this is cute, professional.
This isn't even a dog whistle. It's pretty overt, like regular standard, like respectability politics. I don't fully agree with this because like people are acting like this is new. This is not new. I know because I made a video about this like 2 years ago. This is the exact same thing as respectability politics has been going on for decades. Where is it at? Here. How respectability politics harm the Black community. I want to show you this. And I want you to see if there are overlaps based upon what I talked about here and what we're seeing with the quarter zip trend now. I was supposed to end stream like an hour ago, by the way, but this has got me heated.
And it was painful to me to reckon with this fact that all of that hard work and education didn't shield me from that threat and violence.
But I saw so many of our young sisters in head bonnets, scarves, slippers, pajamas, blankets wrapped around them, and this is how they're showing up to the airport.
Dress how you want to be addressed.
Okay, cool. Perfect. I don't know. I don't agree with that.
You don't?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because you're supposed to be you're supposed to be addressed with respect regardless. Period.
Oh,
so even if
no,
it's not nobody said not. But you saying so just because somebody dress how you want to be addressed. We talked about this on the phone. Mm-hmm. So if a lady is on Instagram and she got all naked pictures, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm supposed to address her sexually because she got all naked pictures?
Wholeheartedly.
What the hell are you talking about?
All too often do we as Black people get caught up in this sort of intercommunal discourse that turns out to be extremely damaging and divisive to our community. Oh, this was 2 years ago and it literally just happened. Again, just now. This is what's happening right now.
Sits in the front, your mom and your girlfriend. Do you split the bill or does the man pay for the bill on the first date? Now see, I'm a high value man. So what do you bring to the table other than sex? Would you date a man if he had no money? Like no money at all?
These are conversations that don't really add anything to us as a community, but we know will sow division and drive traffic to whatever podcast, video series, or piece of entertainment media that somebody is trying to sell. Now, these topics have been growing in recent years, but if there's one discourse that has persisted for decades, it's surrounding bonnets, do-rags, natural hair, professionalism, or more generally, respectability politics as a whole. The bonnet discourse can be directly tied to a number of tangible issues within the Black community, but the main one I want to focus on is respectability politics. Respectability politics is the belief that if Black people present themselves in a certain way or adhere to certain social norms, they will be respected in society and thus able to achieve success. And if a Black person doesn't adhere to those social norms, or even worse, actively challenges those norms, they are doing a disservice not only to themselves, but are also reflecting poorly upon the Black community as a whole. However, is that not what literally this girl did? Or this lady did? I don't call her girl. That's feels demeaning. Her. You know what I mean? She's saying for people who are actively challenging these like set of standards that was created for conformity, right? Those people are doing themselves a disservice and are actually actively harming the Black community for doing so, right? Is exactly what I'm describing here. Certain social norms, they will be respected in society and thus able to achieve success. And if a Black person doesn't adhere to those social norms, or even worse, actively challenges those norms, they are doing a disservice not only to themselves, but are also reflecting poorly upon the Black community as a whole. However, as is the case with all contemporary social norms, these norms are fundamentally rooted in white supremacy. And because of the fact that whiteness as a concept, as a structure, is antithetical to Blackness, those norms are inherently racist. What do I mean? Well, whiteness was created as an exclusionary system to classify a group of people as better or superior. While being inherently exclusionary, whiteness is also malleable, able to stretch and absorb other cultures and communities in order to maintain its plurality over other marginalized groups. This is to ensure that there will always be an underclass of people to be subjugated, and that has historically been Black people. Whiteness could never include Black people because it was created to oppress Black people. Therefore, those norms are something that Black people can never fully attain, despite how much effort some may put into doing so. This operates as an extension to what I spoke about in one of my previous videos. In the commodification of the Black identity, we dove into how white and non-Black people gravitated towards our art, music, and culture in order to commodify it and profit. And we briefly spoke about members of our community who would, quote, sell their soul in an effort to commodify their own identity. Fundamentally, respectability politics is in that same vein. And that's how respectability politics ties into this whole like quarter zip trend. And again, I think it's funny. I think it's a funny trend. I think it's a haha, a kiki. Up until the point where people were like, you are a better person for wearing a quarter zip as opposed to wearing a Nike Tech. And Nike Tech is ghetto hood clothing. What does that even mean? What do you mean it's ghetto hood clothing? Or sorry, gangster hood clothing. That's even worse in my opinion. She said it's gangster hood clothing. What are you supposed to say to that? I don't even know. But no, it's white supremacy.
We don't do Nike Tech.
Tech down.
Tech down.
The white folks found out about the quarter zip trend, so that means it's time for the Black community to officially wrap this shit up, man. I don't want to see no more of this shit, bro. Like it's really crazy, bro, because we always have trends that pop off, and then we got like 2 weeks to maybe a month or two before it starts to get outside of the community and just gets fucked up and ruined. And for a group of people that says they want nothing to do with the Black community,
trend is not a trend. No, I do agree with them. It is a trend, right? It is a trend. It was a trend that Black people had reinvigorated. Black people didn't make quarter zips, but like, if we're being real, little Jimmy from down the lane, right, was not wearing a quarter zip. He was listening to Kendrick Lamar rocking a Nike Tech because he saw Kaisa not wearing a Nike Tech. You know what I mean? And now, because Lil Jimmy opened up TikTok, right? and he saw black people wearing a quarter zip, he was like, oh, I hated that my dad made me wear a quarter zip. Right? I was like, frick my dad. I hate this quarter zip. But now everybody else is wearing it, so it's cool now. And so Lil Jimmy showed up with a quarter zip because he saw everybody else wearing a quarter zip. Lil Jimmy was wearing a shiesty 2 days ago. Lil Jimmy showed up to high school in a shiesty, in a Nike Tech, and his principal told him to take it off, and he said, it's not a phase, Mom. He said, everybody's wearing this. 2 days later, he's showing up in slacks and a quarter zip because he saw it on TikTok. This is a trend, and black people made it cool, right? And now you have black people saying, man, this is what the black community should be doing. F that music I've been doing, stuff like that. Like, F all that thing they be doing, all that hipping and hopping, right? F all of that. Put on some classical music on a freaking on a vinyl. Put on a quarter zip. Get a monocle. Put that on. That's what we should be doing right now. And so you have like white kids now commodifying this new trend that black people started on TikTok. And then you have black people, right, praising other black people for not being black anymore, essentially, for abandoning like hallmarks of black culture. This entire thing is a mess. This entire thing is a mess. Monaco, the Patagonia quarter zip is crazy. To be entirely fair, when you see me show up in a Patagonia quarter zip, leave me be. I have discount on Patagonia. So if you see me rocking a Patagonia quarter zip, let it rock.
Says our culture is extremely violent and animalistic. They should be up in our culture. They should be trying to dip their hand in and out of it, trying to take from it. You know what I'm saying? And I also could go into a real full-on rant about the respectability politics around this shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, I'm so tired of having this conversation, bro. Because the people that need to hear it don't want to hear this shit.
Now, don't even get me started by the way that YN is used by non-black people and by black people. Pisses me off. Again, people will be like, the CIA is like, this is why it makes me upset. These niggas don't read. They don't read. What are you talking about? Do the reading. The CIA loves what you are doing right now. It's like, okay, it's like going to your job at McDonald's, clocking in, doing your job, clocking out, and being like, my job hates this one trick. Like, no, you just did the work. They actually love that one trick of you just going to you do your job. The CIA loves this. They love you adhering to respectability, right? They don't necessarily care about you wearing a quarter zip or not, but they do love you chastising other black people for not adhering, right? For not adhering to the standards that whiteness has set for them. They love that.